Hi, welcome to the Money Mystic Podcast. I'm Pam Shriver, and I'll be sharing tips to help you identify your current relationship with money so you can learn what your numbers are saying to you and how you can transform that relationship to be congruent with your true and authentic self. Thanks for tuning in. Shh. We're going to be talking about the F word. Yes, your finances. And do you know anything about them? Most of my life, I've worked with people and their money, generally in business, tracking their numbers for them. And inside of that, there's usually something that opens up a door to a breakthrough so that they can have a different relationship around money, maybe their family and money. But those numbers really do have a lot of information in them. If you have a lot of overwhelm or fears, or you're just scared, that's normal. We've never been educated about our basic finances. I don't think it's happening even now. Somehow you're just magically supposed to be able to figure out, mostly for taxes. A lot of people do this for their taxes, and kind of just figure out where do all those numbers go. A lot of people just throw them information into a shoebox or some sort of a container, and they just don't look at it the whole year and give it to their accountant. I'm hoping that this Money Mystic podcast will be a way to help you feel less fear around your numbers, get some insights about those numbers, and help you make more informed decisions so those numbers can be like an ally for your future. There's a history in tracking your numbers, in doing accounting. That's what I do. There's a lot of information. It sets up patterns, some that you might be aware of and some that you may not be aware of. And those patterns, once you look at them, they might trigger emotions, really are good. Even though if they're uncomfortable emotions, those triggers is sort of your inner world, your inner voice, your inner spirit, kind of trying to tell you something, get your attention. But sometimes you need an interpreter to figure out, like, what does all that mean? My goal here is that I want to bring the most efficient, practical tips to you to sort of track your numbers, get some insights, and so you can feel more comfortable, confident, empowered, and that you can come to the table in any situation and talk about your finances. I use accounting and the tools of accounting and money to help you trigger some of those conditioned behaviors that you are using while you're living your life. Now, there's nothing wrong with conditioning. It's not good or bad, but it isn't necessarily authentically you, okay? When you can actually have enough information about what is that kind of funny feeling every time I sit down to do any kind of accounting or finances, or I look over, even if you have the courage to look over your bank statement, there's information in there that can help you live a more authentic life, where your inner world can be reflected in your outer world. And a lot of times there's a mismatch with that. I also use the human design system, which is an amazing system I came across many years ago. What we can do with that, it gives you a strategy for making decisions in any part of your life. But it's really important to make informed decisions, especially around your numbers, around your finances. There are simple, practical ways to put all your numbers in one place so you can look at them. And that's my goal through this podcast, is to get you tracking your numbers, getting you to know a little bit more how to make decisions as your true self, so you can have a much more happy, kind of fun experience with your numbers, with your finances, with your money. It's a journey. Um, and we've got to start somewhere. We really do need to start somewhere. My hope for you is that by beginning to track your numbers, you'll get some insights. They might be feelings, concerns, ahas, and that will help you make more informed decisions that will allow you to live your life, make decisions that improve your life so you can be more congruent with that inner part of you that has often been sheltered, protected, whatever, but it's there whispering to you. It's a journey. Things aren't really very linear in this process of life. And, you know, going from one place to the next, there's ups and downs. It's usually better to have a buddy along the way. And I can be that buddy some of the time, but I'd really like to empower you to start taking a look at your numbers. In business, it's critical. You want to know sooner than later whether what you're doing, where your money's coming from, and where it's going to are aligned to your business mission, your so you can have your own, create the lifestyle that you want, uh, and provide for your employees if you have them. Overall, tracking your numbers, having the information, whether you interpret it as good, bad, or indifferent, will eventually lead to less stress. The relief that can come just by knowing black and white what your numbers are in a simple set of processes. And yes, you do have to at first probably do them yourself because this is inside work. But then that leads to a much healthier life in every way, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I've worked with a lot of people over my life, and I've learned so much from them. There's always kind of like that white elephant in the room, and we kind of tiptoe around it until you're ready to deal with it. And anyways, I hope you'll join me along this way. Again, little tips and tricks. The tip today is, in this introduction, is honestly create some folders, monthly folders, 18 of them. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, January, February, March, April, May, June, because we tend to not get all our numbers in and completed in a year. Now, if you want to do that on your computer, that's the same kind of a startup, okay? You get your file folders one way or another. There is a physicality that is missing just doing everything digitally. And when you connect that physical, you can use the digital technology. I do all the time. It makes it much easier and faster to put the information in, but we must look at the information at some point. Otherwise, that's why your stomach's, kind of gurgling. You've got like stress, you can't sleep at night. So that's kind of the first tip, is find some way, and whatever shows up, like you can't create the folders, you can't seem to download the bank statements, the credit cards. You don't know where, maybe if you have investments, where they are. And you start like, oh, what am I going to do? Those are very important signposts. Don't ignore them. Those are the types of things that can help us decode what's really going on. And so we can make this a more seamless process for you going down into the future. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Take care. If you would like more information, you can visit my website, cultivatewealth.biz. You can always set up a little chat and see if maybe something I can do to help you feel better about your numbers.